Thank you for the gracious introduction. Dear scholars in the field of the language of Sanskrit, the meeting between the academical scholarship and I, possessing of the breakthroughs against the artificial intelligence, assumes of a supreme relevance, substantially because of the reality is that I have proffered of the breakthroughs that are being capable of disabling of the artificial intelligence. When I present of the scientific originations that are being able to disable the artificial intelligence, these breakthroughs have been turned out to be unique intelligence that stands by itself, facing in opposition to the world of the artificial intelligence. Rather, these breakthroughs are being viewed with the fear that those knowledges, products, and the technologists belonging to the field of the technocracy are being fearful of being displaced by, being replaced by, and being waylaid by, while it has been agreed that the predominant sensibility the members of the humanity experience is the sensibility of a fear, while it has been agreed that the predominant sensibility the members of the humanity experience is the sensibility of a fearfulness. It has become evident that the artificial intelligence as a mental reproduction by its inherent style, structure, and nature has caused an awesome and an irreversible degeneration of the human being's natural intelligence. More impactfully, the hilarious self-exposure of the artificial intelligence has become evident practically when the media are found being suffered from the absence of intellectual resources in order to deal with and disseminate of these longsome breakthroughs I have in fact offered to the world of the humanity against the artificial intelligence, as the media are found supporting the artificial intelligence, while the media have blacked out these longsome scientific originations by being against the artificial intelligence. The technologists, the corporate mafia, and the underground financiers have started a massive advertisement campaign for the artificial intelligence, both on the electronic media and on the traditional media, as politicians across the world, the celebrities belonging to these entertainments, and the general folks who are conditioned by the bookish literatureness have been found being enthused and are found eulogizing the artificial intelligence without possessing of the basic knowledge of how the artificial intelligence works. The standard and the dimension of the knowledge and the innovation being informed through the artificial intelligence is a culmination of the negativistic psychologization, as the negativistic psychologization stands for the negativistic evolution the people of the humanity have mutually taken to. There has been a trend, a temptation, and a commonplace tendency to behave with the negativistic attitudes, with the negativistic actions, with the negativistic expressions, precisely since the termination of the World War II. And the negativistic evolution has been spectacularly self-sarcastic, fabulously exposed, and wonderfully selfish, as the individuals are being grown through a self-manipulativeness and a negativistic psychologization, as the individuals have chosen to be strategic, socially and interpersonally, rather than to be natural, spontaneous and genuine, have selected to be diplomatic and tactical, rather than to be judicious and sensitive, have conspiratorially and fantastically inserted all those intellectually inferior consumables, the negativistic psychologization, the negativistic condition, and the negativistic evolution that are being actually across the social situations and the interpersonal relationships are ostensibly being put up through the usages and terms of the innovations and the transformations, have been found being turned out to be incapacitating, practically, insidiously undermining of what the essential bases are like, and irreversibly depleting of human beings' natural intelligence. Therefore, it is against the scenario that the artificial intelligence is being directly brought into existence from the negativistic evolution. And we have formed the perspective that the artificial intelligence is mimicking, is imitating, and is simulating of what the people's negativistic behaviors are like. The members of the humanity need to be aware of the fact that the negativistic psychologization that is being developed by the human beings is being carried forward into the pinnacle with the use of the artificial intelligence. As of today, the contractors of the artificial intelligence have claimed that the artificial intelligence can be applied to a variety of fields, as the artificial intelligence is purposed and has been weaponized ostensibly in order to ease the critical works in the world, is being turned out to be a superficial exaggeration, as it has been observed that it has put a mask of absurdity, as it has been found digitally mimicking of what those negativistic behaviors are like. Parallelly with the advent of the artificial intelligence, it is by breakthroughs that are found shocking, surprising, and checkmating the technologists and the technocrats who are being out to get away with this popcorn technology called the artificial intelligence. While they have understood that they cannot get easily away with the application of the artificial intelligence against the background of my discoveries against the artificial intelligence, they have started a massive social media campaign against me. And they have in fact asked the social media folks not to repost, not to endorse of my breakthrough posts that I post on the social media. Quite interestingly, the technologists, the corporate mafia, and the media have self-contradicted themselves when they have stealthily and anonymously opened into my social media posts and have wanted understanding into how I came out with these breakthroughs against the artificial intelligence. On the other hand, they have tried with the tactics to suppress, blackout, and put up a pretentious ignorance of what my breakthroughs potentially hold against the artificial intelligence. To be succinctly put, the critical basis of the breakthroughs against the artificial intelligence is its natural basis. As I come out with the scientific breakthroughs against the artificial intelligence and its products, my breakthroughs strengthen the existent natural languages. My breakthroughs innovate the existent natural languages that are being used by the human beings across the world of today. Towards the innovation and transformation of the existing natural languages, I have newly originated of the newest languagizations, the newest grammar structures, the newest phonemes, the newest words, the newest references, and the newest dimension of the sensibility, so that the human beings can find out the newest references. The human beings can be enabled to find out the newest sensibilities, the newest contextualizations. As it is to be remembered that though these new sensibilities, new dimension of the references, and the new contextualizations besides the newest forms have been hidden, have been suppressed, or rather have not been discovered by anybody else until today. When we investigate into the breakthroughs against the artificial intelligence and proposition, it becomes clear that the artificial intelligence is being built upon the negativistic languageization and the negativistic evolution. So in order to stop the artificial intelligence, in order to disable the artificial intelligence, I find it being very necessary to innovate and to restructure the existing natural languages. Therefore, by originating of the breakthroughs against the artificial intelligence, I parallelly innovate the existent natural languages. Concisely, the artificial language is a crude sensibility that is in fact evolved from the cruder intelligence. That is an attribute of the corrupt natural languages that are being used today. Because the whole structure, the whole of the structure of the artificial intelligence is founded upon the natural languages. While the technologists and the corporate mafia have safely ignored of the fact that the natural languages are corrupt, because the existing natural languages across the world that are being used by the people of the world of today are unauthentic and unscientific, because the phonemes, the letters, and the etymologizations are false. And if the humanity were to will to resolve of its anti-politicality, anti-sociality, and anti-morality, the humanity collectively has to agree with my scientific originations that are structurized in order to disable the artificial intelligence. The negativistic reference is multiplied with negativistic psychologization, that is further extensionally multiplied with the negativistic reference, that is in turn multiplied with the negativistic languageization, is being taught into the negativistic evolution. Because the negativistic references, the negativistic sensibilities, the negativistic contextualizations, the negativistic words, the negativistic forms belonging to the natural languages that are being used by the people of the world of today are not based upon a scientific basis. They have been found out to be false. They have been found being false because the existing natural languages the people use are being false structurally. It is therefore I have come out with the discoveries in order to refer to the psychological reference rather than referring to the philosophy, to the spirituality, to the sociality. The world has been found being false because the references of the natural languages have been found being false. The references have been found being false because the words have been found being false. The words have been found being false because the sensibilities have been found being false. The sensibilities that the words put up have been found being false because the forms have been found being false. The forms have been found being false because the etymologizations have been found being false. The etymologizations have been found being false because all the etymologizations have been founded upon the philosophy and the sociality. The falsification is not going to be changed to the extent that the languages have shaped what a member of the humanity is to be politically, spiritually and philosophically like. As the languages are not going to be replaced by the scientific languages as I propose. As a consequence of the absence of the scientific languages, the natural languages that are being fundamentally corrupt and the artificial intelligence and its products that are being extended directly from the natural languages have conditioned the members of the whole of the humanity to hallucination because it has been found out that you are not what you think. You intend expressing and communicating something are turned out to be expressing and communicating something what you don't refer to your psyche. When you are awake, you don't get up. When you get up, you are not aware of. When you eat in order to finish eating. When you love, you don't empathize with. When you want to sleep, you fall into sleep because you pre-planned to get up. Dear friends and scholars in the field of the language of Sanskrit, the language of Sanskrit positions at an advantage because the artificial intelligence and the products belonging to the artificial intelligence that can be stopped if the Sanskrit were to be innovated upon the basis of the scientific originations I propose. If the Sanskrit, if the scholars in the field of the Sanskrit are unwilling to prevent the artificial intelligence from becoming a full displayed reality. I find that my scientific originations by it themselves, if the scholars of the belonging to the field of the language of Sanskrit who have positioned themselves at an advantage and are willing to innovate of the existent standard of the language of Sanskrit in order to disable the artificial intelligence, rather to prevent the artificial intelligence from becoming a full displayed reality, I don't mind applying my own scientific originations to disable the artificial intelligence, because in the immediate future, the whole of the humanity collectively is going to face with the three classes of threats that are directed by the artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence is going to raise the three classes of threats against the humanity in the immediate future. Firstly, the Tormobus. The Tormobus is the class of the viruses that are being programmed to bypass the members of the humanity's immune system and are programmed with the use of the artificial intelligence. The Tormobus viruses are going to be manufactured in the country of China, in the country of the Iran, in the country of Korea. Secondly, the Kanos. Kanos is the class of flying vehicles that are going to fly over the boundary layer above the earth. The flying vehicles will be a reality by the year 2032. By the year 2032, the individuals will have owned the flying vehicles as the boundary layer above the earth will have witnessed of the coalitions, negotiations, and maneuvering as a result of the traffic. Why? The people on the earth will have developed a tendency to look upwards, seeing the flying vehicles flying, colliding, the debris falling, the corpses falling onto the earth. Lastly, it is the class of the Bisley. The Bisley is named for those human beings who are going to be copied by the year 2045. The individuals of the humanity will have been copied, will have been physically facsimiled. Each of you will have been copied by the year by the year 2045, each of the individuals of the humanity will have been copied, will have been copied into, will have been facsimiled into. Each of you will be having a copied physical form. Each of you will have been facsimiled into physical. Each of you will have been facsimiled physically. Each of you will have been having a copied physical form. So each of the individuals of the humanity will have as many physical copies as he or she wished to have had. So, therefore, against the background of the threat against the background of the threat that artificial intelligence poses directly against the humanity's natural intelligence, I find that my scientific breakthroughs that are being capable to disable the artificial intelligence are going to challenge and are still challenging the artificial intelligence and its products. I wish that all the scholars who listen to me today, therefore, I wish that all the scholars in the field of the language of Sanskrit would help themselves, yourselves, renovate and innovate the existing structure of the language of Sanskrit so that the Sanskritam can be applied to prevent the artificial intelligence and the threats that artificial intelligence poses against the humanity's natural intelligence. Thank you.